I'm joined by Brad and Jizanne, no strangers to the Faith family of networks. You guys are everywhere. Faith Worship, Faith Today, Behind the Faith at some point. But you guys have been around, but your heart and your passion has been children's ministry. And now we're here, Faith Kidz. So tell me, what is Faith Kidz?
Well, Faith Kidz, Pastor Bande, is all about children. Obviously, it's a children's ministry based for the children. So Faith Kidz is about reaching the next generation, this generation that are rising up before they get to youth and young adults and before they get to adulthood. We are imparting and making sure that we do our utmost best to help these children live their God-given purpose and to get the message of faith into them at a young age.
So you touched on the vision a bit, right? And you gave us a bit more information. But I want us to give us a bit more of that juice about this whole thing. Why call it Faith Kidz? And what's the heart behind it? Give us a bit more of information, so that people can just, really dive into it.
So I'll let Jizanne answer this a little bit more, but from my background is I never had an easy school life. So my upbringing for school was very tough. It was very challenging. I never had an easy school life. Jizanne never had an easy home life. But this is all based from not having these easy childhood upbringings. What's happening out in the world today is children need some sense of purpose. Everyone has an assignment. Everyone's been given a purpose on this earth. I'll let Jizanne speak a little bit more. But our whole mandate is to help these children live that God-given purpose that God's placed on the inside of them.
And this is all really rooted in faith, because that is what we stand for, faith, because it's faith that actually gave, it really imparted into Brad and I, and it gave life to us, and we want to give that message to other people, because we know what the word says, that without faith it is impossible to please God, and we want these children to please God, and we want them to be men and women of faith. We want them to be boys and girls of faith, and we truly want them to have a heart of God. We want them to have a love for the Lord and the deep things of God. And like Brad said, yes, we didn't have an easy home life, school life, and it's because of that that's given us this passion and this real desire to see children set free, children healed, and truly walking in everything that God has for them. We want to see them live out their purpose, because the truth of the matter is a lot of them, they come from very tough backgrounds or schooling, or they're facing various things, but we have a message that they truly can live out their God-given purpose, and we have that message of faith that we want to impart into them, which is the Word of God, of course. It's the Word of God. It's living, it's powerful, it's active, and we want them truly to have the Word so rooted and deeply on the inside of them, because it's truly the Word of God that will change us and turn things around. When we get the Word of God on the inside of us, it changes and transforms us from the inside out. As cheesy as that sounds, it's the truth that it truly changes us within, and we want the children as well to be changed from the inside out, just like the Word of God transformed Brad and my life. As young people with facing various things, the Word transformed our lives. We want these children to be transformed by the living, powerful Word of God. And Jesus himself, he goes where no doctor can go, and he heals even the brokenhearted. We see so many children even come through that their hearts are sore, but it's Jesus. He is the one that heals the brokenhearted, and that's really what Faith Kidz is all about. It's the Word of God. It's Jesus himself.
Wow, that's powerful. You guys have been married for almost 10 years now, and you guys have your own bundle of joy, Samuel. As a parent now, what's it like? What can people expect when watching a show like Faith Kidz? What is it that they can anticipate in this kind of show? And I know a lot of parents will watch children's shows and end up watching the show more themselves than the actual kids. But what can people expect? What can people anticipate from the show?
One thing I can maybe just say, I know Jizanne will chip in and add in here too, is, the whole program has practical elements, it has fun elements. Right from the onset, we have various characters. We're not in Texas right now. We're in Buffalo City, South Africa, but we're dressed up in character. There's different characters throughout the show. There's Professor Fire, Professor Bold. We have our own Christian superhero, Faith Man, who does make an appearance throughout the show somewhere. There are different characters, which is exciting. Every week's different. People can also look forward to, baking shows and fitness drills. And it's very important to keep yourself physically fit, but spiritually fit is also an utmost importance.
So the whole show, Faith Kidz, is really making the Word of God fun and interactive for these children according to on their level. So although we don't, water down the Word in any way, but it's a fun and interactive show. And like Brad said, there's Bible stories, there's drama skits, there's baking things, fitness, all of that incorporating the Word of God, memory verses, and then there's a lesson for the children. And this is really awesome because it keeps the children interacted and tuned into the show, because it's not just a lesson, but there's so many different elements which keep the children entertained, not only entertained, but they're interacted with the show, and it transforms their lives.
You know, you mentioned about having our own son. So I love this here from the Word, because Luke 18:16 says this here, that Jesus told the disciples and the parents to bring their children and come to Him and listen to Him. And Jesus said this here, never hinder a child from coming to me, for God's kingdom belongs to these children as much as it belongs to you, Jizanne, me, all those watching today. It belongs to them. And these children, it says this here, they, the children, will demonstrate to you what faith is all about. Samuel's taught us so much about the message of faith. I think I've preached a lot of what he's done or the life he's lived. But these children have such an expectancy. It's like you tell them to do something or you ask them for something. It's like nothing is impossible for them. They live and they walk faith at such a young age. And literally they do demonstrate to us what the message of faith is all about.
Wow, guys, thank you for your time. I know there's so much that is happening and taking place. Any last words from either of you, just to encourage people out there, to really engage with this program?
I really want to encourage you, if you're a parent and you're watching this, to really encourage your children to watch the show, because it's wholesome, it's interactive, and it's the Word of God. And it's the Word of God that will truly transform your child's life. There's a lot on television, it's a lot they can watch, but this is a wholesome show. This is a show that truly, because the Word of God is preached, it will change their hearts and it will transform their lives. It'll change, because that's what the Word does. When it truly transforms your life, it changes your speech, it changes your actions, it changes everything about you, it transforms you. So why not get your children to actually want to watch the show, because it will truly transform them. It won't just entertain them for a while, but it'll transform them. And that's why they need to watch the show.
One of the most important things about the show, I think, is the craft element. People always think the craft element is fun, it's something exciting, but the craft element is a take home. This is something that the kids can take home to their parents or show them what they learned. And all of our crafts, it's not baby craft. These crafts have really been well thought out to align what the lesson was or what the drama skit was. So it all aligns, and that craft will speak about everything that was learned in that show. So when the kids look at the craft and they show their parents and present it to the parents, they're actually able to tell them from the craft what they learned in the lesson, what the show was all about, which is powerful, because a lot of kids can learn by reading something, by visually practically doing something, or also by listening. So we have tried to incorporate all the different elements, the fine motor skills, gross motor skills. You could use this in a classroom environment even. This is something that is not just for the household or just for the church. This is for the world at large, to be able to impart this message of faith into the children's lives.
Sure. Wow, guys. Okay, so we live in a digital age right now. Like, if you don't know, you've been sleeping. But give us some of your details. How do people get a hold of you guys? Social media, website, the whole works, the whole shebang.
Well, Faith Kidz, you can get in touch with us. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, so you can go and like us on Facebook. It's My Faith Kidz, so you can go and search for us there on Facebook. Give us a thumb and like us. And then also on Instagram, they can go and follow us. It's also My Faith Kidz, so all the handles are My Faith Kidz. So go and give us a follow there on Instagram and go check out our stories. And then on YouTube, you could also go and ring the bell. I always want to encourage people, Pastor Bundy, people subscribe to YouTube channels.
Like and subscribe.
It's important. Like, subscribe, follow, But if you ring that bell, you get a notification whenever we upload onto YouTube. And we've got weekly shows going out. We've got content going up onto YouTube, not just from the TV perspective, but extra. So we're adding extra to it. So we want to encourage people to ring that bell on YouTube, also My Faith Kidz. And then there is the website, so that there's faithkids.tv. Very important. There's a whole lot of content on there for the kids. There's videos, there's extra photos. They can meet the team. Very exciting things. So myfaithkids.tv is the website where they can find us.
Wow, guys, thank you for your time once again, and I'm excited for this incredible program and looking forward to it.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.